Some winters are harder than others, and when that happens, it doesn't just make people cold, it makes them pause. This feels like one of those winters. We've had long stretches of sub-freezing temperatures, not just one cold day here and there, but cold that sticks around. And that kind of changes how you live your day-to-day life. It's the shoveling, it's the ice, it's waking up and checking the forecast because you don't know when the next storm is coming. It's going to the store and realizing there's no ice melt left, no shovels, and watching the familiar rush for milk and bread every time another storm is announced. That kind of winter wears on people, not just physically, but mentally too. Winter usually isn't the reason people leave Long Island. It's just a moment that makes people stop and really think. When everything slows down and distractions fade and people start asking themselves questions they don't always have time for the rest of the year. Things like, is this still working for me? Can I really see myself doing this 10 years from now? And those questions don't come out of nowhere. This isn't something that started this winter. It's something I've seen building over time. More and more Long Islanders have quietly been thinking about whether this still fits the life that they want. It's not dramatic. It's not sudden. It's just enough that it becomes a real conversation. For a lot of people, cost of living plays a huge role. Housing costs, property taxes, everyday expenses, it all adds up, even for people who no longer have a mortgage. Lifestyle matters too. Long commutes, keeping up with the house, winters that just feel harder as people get older, and very often it comes back to family, wanting to be closer to kids or grandkids, or being in a better position to support aging parents. Most people don't wake up one morning and decide to do this. It's something that builds over time. If you find these kinds of conversations helpful about life and real estate here on Long Island, feel free to like the video or subscribe. And if there's something that you've been quietly wondering about, you're always welcome to leave a comment. When people do decide to explore or move, certain places come up again and again. Florida still comes up a lot, especially for retirees, but it's not the automatic answer it once was. Between insurance costs and overall expenses, people are slowing down and really thinking it through. More and more often, I'm hearing about the Carolinas. Lower costs, a different pace, and winters that feel more manageable. And depending on family or work, places like Texas, Tennessee, and Pennsylvania come up too. These moves are usually well thought out. People do their homework. One thing that really changes the conversation is how many people can now work remotely or in hybrid roles. For some people, that means that they can keep the job they already have while living somewhere that feels more affordable or manageable. That shift alone has made options feel more realistic for people who never thought that moving was possible. Even when the reasons make sense on paper, the emotional side is usually the hardest. You get used to your routines, your neighborhood, knowing how everything works without even thinking about it, and leaving that behind can feel heavier than people expect, even when staying has started to wear on them. That's why a lot of people stay in the thinking phase longer than they planned. Thinking about leaving doesn't mean you don't appreciate where you are or what you've built. It just means that you're paying attention to what you need now, not what worked 10 or 20 years ago. Winter has a way of slowing everything down, and sometimes that's when clarity shows up. If you enjoyed this video, you may also want to check out my video on 3 tips on preparing your home for sale. I'm Karen Roth from RE/MAX Integrity Leaders. I'll see you soon.